Hello, everybody. Welcome to the new moon in Sagittarius. It's a funny thing that's going on. Everyone's telling me stories of being clumsy and klutzy. And me too, me too. And I'm not a clumsy person. I don't usually drop things, bump into things. It's happening all over the place. And then I went to an event I usually go to, and people said last week that somebody spilled three of their drinks that night. Um, anyway, it's in the air. So, and what's that mean? Is that a Sag thing to be, klutzy and clumsy? No, but that might be a Mars conjunct the sun thing. Mars conjunct the sun and the moon, because Mars, the downside of Mars is it can bring accidents. So we want to avoid accidents, don't we? So right now, it's going to say, you know, don't get up on that ladder if you're not sure of yourself. Don't just carry one more thing if it's already heavy or you're in pain, you know? It just seems like just be careful. We don't want those slips and drops and things to turn into something, more unpleasant, sprained ankles and worse. So that's just a little weird thing I noticed that's in the air. Other than that, when you get Sun, Moon, and Mars in Sagittarius, you get triple fire, flame, crazy. You get literally like the burning of purification of truth fire. It's sort of a truth fire. Because Sag will just usually, they've emerged from the depths of Scorpio. We've emerged and we come back into Sagittarius and we say, I have the truth now. And I'm going to tell you. And you're going to like it. And they have very high energy and they're very knowledgeable. So they've been to hell and back, so to speak. And now they're out there. So when we get this triple fire energy, some of us might find that we're having angry, frustrated outbursts. That could be another reason for the klutziness. Is it impatience? We could be impatient on the roads. We got to be careful driving. Mars in a fire sign tends to like to go fast, doesn't like to wait. And, then we get the other side where, Sagittarius and traveling is big. We're at the holidays. You might want to do road trips or take trips. That certainly would be a motivation right now. But again, with Mars, just to be on the safe side, be grounded about it. Sometimes Mars, all that stuff, all those planets in Sag will make you feel really like ready to get active. Sag can usually be out there hiking or rock climbing or, any form of adventure. So if that's not your thing, it could also be the aspect of philosophy and religion and spirituality and higher learning. That's also very Sagittarian. So pick your theme, but it's intensified. We're going to take a look now at the rest of the chart. If you like what you're hearing so far, you're going to get a tarot reading, a chart analysis, a tarot reading, and then readings for your sign. And I'm hoping that you like it and you click follow, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And somebody said to me maybe to break my video into 3 parts. I got feedback from people saying, no, don't. So I'm not going to. Maybe down the road, if I feel like doing extra editing, I'll have the one long one and then break it down into shorts. But for now, I'm keeping the format. But thank you to those people who wrote to me. And without further ado, let's take a look at this chart. There we go. So it'll be December 12th So coming up this Tuesday, 6:32 p.m. Eastern. So, it'll already be dark, a new moon. It's dark in the dark moon on the dark day. At the darkest time of the year, we're all feeling sort of in a weird way, even though there's all that Sag fire. We're all feeling the darkness profoundly, as being more tired and inward. But it's also been a very strangely social season, more than usual. Other people are saying that as well. Invitations and outings, and there's just been a lot more social gathering, which is great. It's great. Sag will do that as well, being outgoing and saying, yeah, let's go here, let's go there, let's invite people, last minute, spontaneous, inclusive, sure. So that's another nice aspect, especially around the holidays, especially when we've come out of 3 years. Well, last year maybe wasn't so COVID-y, but it's important that we have social connections and activities going. So let's take a look here. Ironically, we've got a Cancer as the rising sign for this new moon. So where's all that fire going to go under a Cancer rising? So if you're born in the Eastern time zone and the ascendant is Cancer, well, it's more emotional. Can't hide your emotions. Some of you might be weepy or moody and you can't hide it, despite how you try. You might be more thinking about the past, reminiscing, sentimental with Cancer. You might be thinking an awful lot about your family gatherings and your family in general and your close loved ones and the state of that at this season. You might be on your mind a lot. Cancer's preoccupied all the time with family and emotional connections. But it's sort of like, where does all that fire go if Cancer is the rising sign? Well, it's harder to release it. Let's just put it that way. It'll come out emotionally, or maybe you'll stuff it down with pizza and beer or something. Then we look here at what's going on. So there's our sun at 20 degrees. There's the moon at 20 degrees. And there's Mars at 13, which is still a conjunction. It's 7 degrees away. But that means, maybe Mars will conjunct the sun even tighter coming up still. Whether no, it won't be tighter with the moon than now. But it will get tighter connection with the sun Mars. So this is still going to be in the air, what I'm saying about the Sagittarian energy until Mars surpasses about 23, 24 degrees of Sagittarius. So it's going to be around for the holidays. The sun will go into Capricorn soon enough on the 20th. And then I'd have to check my books if Mars is going to overlap in Capricorn with the sun in Capricorn. It might not. But all this to say, Mars is accenting the sun for quite a while. So what aspects are we looking at? It's not too bad, is it? You've seen many of these charts if you follow me. Has a light feeling to it, doesn't it? Despite everything I just said. There's a lot of trines. There's a lot of blue lines. There's a lot where it's really flowing and harmonious. Awesome. So that possibly means you can use this fiery energy if you use it, as I said, instead of anger and impulse, if you use it as adventure, learning, and purification, it could be quite good because this is a light feeling energy, a light flowy energy. So our only real opposition to Sun, Moon, Mars is over here with Neptune in Pisces. So Neptune in Pisces is just the most vaporous, foggy, watery combination there is. Neptune rules Pisces, so it's happy there. It's like the mist on the ocean and all that you can imagine in the cloud formations. It's, you know, dreamy or inspired, creative or delusional states of mind. It adds that mystical side to whatever it touches, but it could also cloud things too and make them very unclear or murky. And that's the nature of Neptune, which is which. So Neptune in Pisces squaring off with all of that Sagittarius, it's like you've got this giant fire burning down below, giant bonfire, and like a foggy, hazy mist rolls in. It's like, well, okay. It cools it off, doesn't it? Does it put the fire out? No. Does it make the fire less intense? Possibly. You know, it might keep it contained so it doesn't get out of control. Or it might mean that it only burns sort of halfway and not fully. So you have to sense which scenario you feel and how it makes you feel. But typically, Neptune square the sun would be somebody that has a hard time seeing themselves clearly. There's illusions and ideals. There's confusion about your identity. There's also, you know, potential amazing creative outlet, like abilities that could come with that too, right? A lot of people in altered states have made amazing artwork or music, but psychologically, emotionally, it's tough. Neptune square the sun is like, who am I really? Will I ever know? Like existential crisis. Neptune square the moon is harder because now the confusion is at this unconscious emotional level. So it could be very hard to know what you need, what you want, how you're really feeling might be confusing. When you do know what you need, could be hard for you to get it. Hard to ask, hard to formulate it in words and articulate it enough to get it. Or when you say, hey, you know what I really need is like, I really need a trip somewhere. Let's just go drive for the day and take off and do something, you know, energizing. And Neptune square in Pisces comes along and it's like, yeah. Okay, now what? That's not an answer. It is. A yes was said, but did they mean it? Should I say something again? Do I have to plan it? Do I bug them? Do I wait for them? That's Neptune. What is that? You know? So can be very frustrating time to get your needs met or to be clear on who you are with that aspect. But as you can see, there are other things helping the sun, moon, Mars. Now, last of all, Neptune isn't really squaring Mars. Can you see? It's squaring the 20 degrees. 13 degrees Mars down here, 24 Neptune there. Not quite a square. However, it will. Mars is going to move into a square with Neptune fairly soon. And that's one more to be careful of for all of us, because usually that indicates some sort of murky or shady or covert actions. It can be an indicator of lying, cheating, deception, gossip, betrayal. You know, doesn't have to happen like that dramatically to all of us, but it's going to be in the air right before the holidays. So you want to be careful if you are basically with Neptune. You want to be careful anytime you start to catch yourself daydreaming too much of something, idealizing what would be the perfect, or what, you know, this putting people on a pedestal, um, making everything seem like it's all going to be smooth and fine. No, no, because then you will miss the subtle energy of Neptune square Mars, where somebody could scam you, somebody could lead you astray. A little detail you didn't catch turns into a thing. So that's coming up. That's not for this new moon, but it'll be coming soon. So we just want to be cautious of that around the holidays. And of course, it is a good warning around holidays anyway with scams. So that's about it for the bad aspects. That's about it. So where we get support now from Sun, Moon, Mars, we have support with Chiron, which is an asteroid, you know, that stands for your wounded healer, the wounded healer. So healing yourself in a very Aries kind of way means standing up for yourself. Have your own back, not putting up with being treated as less than, or you know, Chiron has a wound of self. So most of us who have Chiron Aries, and some of us were born with that, but it's been in the charts for a while now. So it's a collective thing right now. Any of you who are wounded with feeling like you're not sure where you start and where someone else begins, people that are over givers, over empathic, you know, people that are you know, dealing with trauma where you're always fawning over other people. Again, that's a Neptune type of thing, putting people on pedestals. But it's sometimes it's a trauma response called fawning. If you're not feeling safe with somebody and you start to make your voice higher and you ask them questions to things you already know, acting like a child around people, even though you're not, that's fawning. And that could be a Chiron and Aries type of thing where you're not quite clear enough and strong enough in your own right in yourself to be able to say, whoa, I don't like the way this is going. I'm going to say something, or I'm going to get out of here. Instead, the wounded side is like, oh, maybe they're more better than me, or they're right and I'm not. Maybe I missed something. Maybe it's me. And then you go into these trauma responses. So if we have Chiron helped out by the Sun, Moon, and Mars, oh boy, like if you're ready to put yourself first and stand up for yourself as a healing maneuver, yeah, well, look out, man. All of that fire, some of you might really be ready to break free of some constraints that have held you back. And this is happening right before holidays. That's sort of a doozy, you know. Some of you might be saying, no, I'm not cooking for everybody, or no, I'm not participating in this dynamic this year. I'm done, you know. And with triple Sag down there, you're gonna say it. You might say it without much tact, but you might say it. Well, it's supported by Chiron and Aries. Even the North Node is in Aries. Everything is saying, please just put yourself first in a healthy way. Please have a good sense of yourself and honor yourself. The North Node is in Aries now. This is what we're all being asked to do. South Node is in Libra. Stop pleasing everybody. Stop weighing everything forever. Stop wondering, oh, but poor them. Oh, all right, but poor them now. And oh, I'm empowered. Oh, so poor them. Oh, well, now this one's equalizing it. Oh, but now that one. Oh. And Libra's forever doing that. So it's telling you the North Node, Chiron, and all of this help from Sun, Moon, Mars. It's about you in a healthy way. Not me, myself, and I, my way or the highway attitude. No, it's I know who I am. I know what my values are. I know how I feel I deserve to be treated and not treated. And I have every right to that. I'm an adult and I can say so. That would be healing the wound. North Node and Chiron pretty close together. We're being asked to do that. And as I said, with triple Sag planets there, you're gonna say stuff to people if that's the mood you're in. What else have we got? Now, so yes, Sun Moon making trine easily to Chiron and Earth Node. Woo, excuse me. Mars also making, there's so many lines, they are going all over. Mars is exactly trine Chiron. So yeah, that's a pretty strong one. Mars is the closer aspect to Chiron. You might decide to stand up for yourself, or you may be put in situations that show you that you need to. And Mars might tell you, I'm not backing down this time. I'm gonna walk in there and say, you know what? I don't like you doing that. That's how blunt it might be. Or I quit. Who knows? But that's the kind of energy. Now, next stop here. Got an interesting thing going on here with Jupiter. So Jupiter is making a sextile to Saturn. It's in Taurus, Saturn's in Pisces. This is like the earthy, watery, calmer, more structured, stable side of this chart. They're like friends, you know. It's a sextile. They got to work on it, but they help each other. So there is a nice, like, grounding, stabilizing vibe somewhere to be found amidst the throw the match and let the car burn kind of thing. Jupiter's also making an aspect to Mercury over here, which is in Capricorn now. Mercury is also going to be going retrograde this month. I'm going to check the dates for you because I should have before, but I'm going to do it right now. So yeah, bloody hell. Mercury retrograde over the holidays. So just be careful of your plan making and your gifts and your, whatever you're sending. And if you can, it would be great to mail or order things before Mercury retrograde. Okay, Mercury retrograde 2023. The final one of the year. Ah, there it was. December 13th. Exactly. It's soon. It's the day after the new moon. Okay, so if you're seeing this video and you need to order something or send something, please try to do it before Wednesday. And it ends on January 1st, 2024. All right. So we have this nice Jupiter trine Mercury. That is lovely. Why? Because Mercury is in Capricorn. Okay. It's more serious minded. It's, again, planning and thinking long-term future. What can I do now that will pay off years from now? It's going to be more practical. It sometimes is a bit cynical. Sometimes it's got like a very dry sense of humor. You might miss it, sarcasm and stuff. But overall, it's got a serious feeling. Jupiter is in Taurus, which just wants everything to be cozy, comfy, and stable, and like a big cushion, that you just never have to question. You just fall down and there it is. Like Jupiter in Taurus just wants everything, snacks and blankets and friends around and just lock and load. Like, don't let anything change. So that's nice for the holidays. For some of us, that's a real cozy, nice aspect. And it's making a trine to Mercury. So it just helps it all out. It might make some gatherings and relationships could deepen and get easier. The serious Mercury Capricorn, it might be a little cold sometimes, but it could also maybe help some people have meaningful conversations that might actually help push things forward or resolve something. So I find that's a very nice aspect to have for the holidays. Sort of helps people get along, helps people relax and get along. Now, the only thing is, Chiron is making a square to that same Mercury. However, Mercury is also helped out down here by Venus. So Venus is in Scorpio, also giving us, lots of desires, lots of intensity, wanting deep connections and deep conversations. Mercury in Cap is fine to give that. They could be very happy together. So Chiron, which we said was, I know who I am, I know what I need, I'm standing up for myself, tough cookies, I'm an adult, so are you, is opposing that Mercury. So what would that mean? Perhaps if you're getting along well overall with people, it should go better and should be easier. If you are not, two cardinal signs, pushing off together. So, that Chiron might find Mercury is just too cold and too serious, too authoritative and controlling, and it rebels. If that's what you need to heal and you've assessed the situation, then go for it. You might need to do that. Pardon me. But, for those that are already cozy and stable together and you don't have like either a power dynamic going on or you're not a huge mismatch with whoever you're talking about too, the earthiness is going to make you feel probably closer and easier and deeper, deepening the relationship. So such an interesting chart. We've got this Venus in Scorpio to talk about some more. It has sort of a bad rep. It's very, Venus in Scorpio could be very much like a devouring mother, like just wants to assimilate you into them and become one. It can be quite intense, the desire nature. Could be obsessive, could be glorious too, but could be really dangerous. You could lose yourself in that kind of connection. So for some, the romance of that could be amazing. For others, it'd be like you feel devoured. So this Venus, as I said, it's gotten along fine with Mercury and Capricorn. It's making a nice trine up here to Saturn in Pisces. Venus trine Saturn, it's another nice aspect for going deeper and solidifying relationships that maybe are already close or already on the, getting easier, nicer. It should open that up more. So this is very nice chart for, that's why it's sort of like a reckoning, this, or like a purification thing, like I'm saying, because you're either going to be like, I really align and I feel good here. Oh, I don't like how this feels. This does not fit. I'm out of here. It's really feeling like that. And it comes up often around holiday times because it just intensifies everybody's desires and expectations. of what they want out of, in the midst of this Christmas idealism or holiday idealism we see materially, or family movies, or how you think things should be or should have been. I mean, it intensifies everything for everyone. The interesting thing here is that Venus is opposite Jupiter. What did we say? Jupiter just wants to be like, give me my blanket, give me my snacks, give me my friends and my family. Let's not go anywhere. Nobody touch a thing. This is working. This is fine. We don't need to go any deeper. It's good right now. Just chill out. Then you got Venus and Scorpio. But I want to know more about you. But tell me your soul. So again, though, there's so much going on that's good, as far as like a relationships that feel aligned, getting closer. That if you don't feel it's aligned, if you don't want to go there and you don't want to give more of your soul, then you will be repelled by that aspect, and it ain't gonna happen. That the triple fire will kick in and you'll be like, no sir, not happening. You're a little too much. And others of you, if it's the right fit, oh, just melt into the relationship, melt into that lovely, rich depth together. So it's a very relationship type of chart this time. We got one more thing to talk about, which is, of course, Pluto all the time. Pluto and Uranus over here. Now, Uranus is, helping out, sort of friends with Neptune there. I don't know how that would work out. You have one that's just like ready to go. Quick. Oh, I got another idea incoming. And then you've got the fog. Ooh, how are they going to get along? Like, it's sort of like lightning in a cloud, It can go by together like the perfect storm together. But other than that, they're not terribly compatible. But Neptune's so like, whatever, is that real? That maybe it gives Uranus enough space to breathe, to just be as weird as it wants. So interesting analogies I'm channeling today. Anyway, Uranus is making a trine with Pluto, pretty large one. That's 28 degrees. That's 19. Stretching it a bit. However, yeah, we're in the home stretch of Pluto and Capricorn. These last couple painstaking degrees, I'm sure we're going to feel like, please get this year over with, please get this energy done. It's just the last squeeze of the tube of toothpaste kind of feeling. It's like, yeah, we know what it is. We know it's almost done. Yeah, we didn't finish it. Okay, there's still more to go. Hurry up. Get this over with. Pluto and Capricorn, all of these themes we've been dealing with since 2008. We're just so sick of them, aren't we? We would just like to see something change. If you're feeling tired of talking about the same old political discussions and the same old issues that don't budge and the same old power struggles with people and the same old authority crap that or top-down capitalist strategies or patriarchal BS stuff that, we're all done with. Well, there's still a little more to go, a couple more degrees, and then we're hitting the ground running with Pluto and Aquarius, where we will feel it. We will feel this as a quite a shift of culture. Maybe not right away in January, but I would imagine you'll start to get a glimpse of what this is going to bring for the future by the time we hit this spring. And it'll be exciting and overwhelming at the same time. So the last constipated part of Pluto and Capricorn is almost done. Uranus is helping it out. So, okay, uh, maybe there's one little last squirt because Uranus is like a little lightning bolt. So squirt, press the button, pop. I think this holiday season is going to be about like shedding and breakthroughs because we're at these last degrees and because you see so much lovely relational energy here of something else, of people really wanting to feel better with who and what they're around, whatever their environments and relationships bring to them. They want to feel good and feel like themselves. So with that, let's move to the tarot for this new moon. All right, I'm going to light my sage. What a nice reading. What a nice chart. Yeah. Is there anybody that comes to mind as we talked about that chart? Is there anyone that doesn't leave your brain now that we've talked about these themes? That might tell you who or what you need to consider, whether to take it closer or whether to have a conversation to clear the air. There we go. Let's see what our cards tell us. While I'm shuffling, I'll let you know that I can give you a gift certificate that I design if you decide you'd like to give this kind of session as a gift to a loved one. I've got many different kinds of sessions on my website, river-rain.com. All right. What are the cards saying for this new moon? Okay, so we've got the Eight of Swords, which is Jupiter and Gemini, which means there's too many options. There's too many thoughts, too many ideas, too many what ifs, too many people, too many plans, too many projects, too many things to do, too much to process at once. Analysis paralysis, being flooded. Prince of Cups, sensitive, kind, emotional, thoughtful, unsure of himself, not very confident, semi-confident, but not fully there. So he can't quite step up and commit to things the way he could if he were more confident, if he felt a little more sure that he could handle the responsibility or the follow through. Then he'd be amazing. Excuse me. The art card, temperance, or the art card, everything is coming together in its own time. Well, that's a nice message when the first one is all about overthinking. That's the antidote, isn't it? Instead of, should I this, should I that? What about, and maybe, and what if they? See what unfolds in its own time, in its own way. You can only do your part of the mix. So once you're satisfied with what have you done your part? Have you done enough? Have you said enough? Have you tried enough? Let it go. There's other people and other timing involved than just your own. Someone might be perfect for you, but they might not be ready yet. Can't force that. Might have a perfect job description and it's not advertised yet, but you know it's coming. What can you do? You do your part, you prepare, but there's other parties involved for it to open up. So just remember, whatever's meant to be for you will open up and usually flow pretty easily. You don't have to try to force things. Now we've got the King of Cups, so we've got the mature, sensitive, caring version of the guy. And he's usually pretty clear about whatever he's committed to. That cup is being held in the air, it's being revered, it's being cared for, it's being, you know, he's proud of it, he's showing it off, he's exalting it. So, do you need to show a little more of yourself to the world? Do you need to show a side of you that is more confident and proud? Do you need to hold up people around you and give them their due? It's a nice romantic card too. If this is a love card, he's a great one to have. But after this Temperance card, it's interesting, you go from the young version to the mature version with the Timing card. So maybe there's someone around you that you wish desperately would just step up or be a little bit more present or available or committed. And if you let go of the timing, they just might. If you let go, they might feel that there's room for them to breathe a little differently around you, and it might make things better and go faster. And we've got the Six of Pentacles, which says success. It's a Taurus card. This sort of suggests, maybe some working over the holidays. Yeah, it feels like busy and lots of commerce, lots of buying and selling, spending, but also earning. For those of you inclined and you can still work a bit extra through the holidays, I get a good feeling that it might help you, just give you an extra little cushion. Yeah. Four of Discs is a Capricorn card. Stability and structure. Hard work, but it has paid off. So, yeah, that's an interesting combination of cards here. It's like going from being quite torn and not sure of yourself to like letting go, trusting the higher timing of things, and then somebody steps up. There's success, there's stability. Very nice. Queen of Wands. Well, you might be her, you might encounter her. She's quite, she could be Sagittarius if she wants. She's fire. She's strong. She can be quite demanding. She likes to be in control. We sort of are looking up at her, aren't we? Versus her equal. Her crown is just so wide. So many radiating beams out of her crown or her helmet, suggesting a lot of power mentally and wisdom, despite her fiery nature. She's not to be messed with. Not sure who that is. You might emerge as that, all of that triple fire. That's a no-nonsense, she knows who she is woman. You might encounter her. Hopefully you get the good side of her. And we got the Seven of Cups, so we want to just caution you from overspending, overdoing it. This is a Venus and Scorpio card. Debauchery. As you see, it's a swamp. Too much excess. And at the same time, like excess and stagnation. So letting things flow, letting things go with the timing is another important thing here to clear things up. Now, Seven of Cups can sometimes show up for viruses, sometimes for STDs, sometimes it shows up for drug and alcohol addiction or misuse. So, and it can also be somebody that's just got like a sexual deviance or addiction on that side as well, or something's off. So hard to say how that could play out, because those are major themes for many, many, many people. But the overall energy of the card would be, you might be clearing out some old things, old bad habits, bad, ideas. You might be cleansing physically your body. You might want to take it easy on overdoing it with certain things over the holidays too. And finally, our last card is the Sun, which is lovely. So in context of the rest of it, the Seven of Cups could just sort of be, making peace with something in yourself and deciding to live better, do better, be happier, clean up your life on some level. Cleaning up the swamp, whatever the swamp feels like to you. Where in your life would you say matches a swamp energy? Hopefully nothing, but if it does, what area would you put the swamp? And you might be, working extra hard on that aspect of your life and to clear it up. And this is a joyful card. It ends up with happy, connections, playfulness, feeling hopeful, feeling that inner child alive, and sense of wonder. There's a lot of healing in this. So the first stage would be identify if you are overthinking things, and do your best to tell yourself that you trust life. You trust life. You trust life. Life will give you opportunities and people, and it will remove them as needed. All right, we're going to take a look for each sign now. How can we phrase this question? Okay, since we're so close to the holidays, let's just ask a holiday related question. What do you need to do to be the most happy and well this holiday season? How can you be the most happy and well this holiday season? All right. All right, Aries, how can you be the most well this holiday season? The Empress. Well, self-care for sure. Pampering yourself with stuff. Not like, well, yeah, you might want to buy yourself something like a gift to yourself, but it's really more about nurturing yourself. So that might mean, asking for a hug. That might mean taking better care of your sleeping habits, mothering yourself. Also, it could mean your mother. So maybe this holiday season you would be spending extra time or healing something to do with your mother. If not, it would be the way you could be the most well is to mother yourself. Always a good message, no matter what sign we are, by the way. Taurus, how can you be well, the most well, this holiday season? Queen of Swords. Okay, this is not usually somebody that you would enjoy being around. So there's someone around that feels sort of stubborn and maybe sort of set in her ways. And I mean, classically, this card's usually an older woman who's quite severe, very intelligent, but quite severe, and a bit cold emotionally. And Taurus, you're much warmer and more relaxed than this lady. and you don't like to be bossed around, and you don't want to get into big arguments. So if this person is around you, then how can you be well would be, think of a strategy. If you need to, if this is a mother, mother-in-law, grandmother, if this is your boss, somebody that you have to deal with right now, try to avoid dealing with it. Like, I know that sounds bad, like run, avoid them. But we're asking how you can be well, and this feels like an argumentative or dominant person that doesn't really hear you or want to see who you are. So to me, it feels sort of pointless to take her on right now. It would be like minimizing contact for now, because she's not easy for you to deal with or resolve. Yeah. Geminis, what can you do to be well this holiday season? I've got the Five of Wands, strife. Well, feeling I'm getting here is because I mean sometimes the Five of Wands would be like an argument or a break, a hiatus, um, something maybe irritable that gets between you and someone. But I'm also getting a feeling it could apply to a need to clean out some stuff in your life in terms of like physical stuff, paperwork, um, anything lying around, extra junk and objects. Um, it feels like there's sort of like extra debris around, so to speak. Could even be digital. Maybe it's time to just go through and clean up your computer and delete a bunch of crap that you don't need. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a person that there's like a break from but it does give me a feeling of needing to sort of sweep out some sort of old vibe, old energy, and that can be done a lot of the time with decluttering, giving something away, finally deciding, well, I'm never going to finish that, so why is it here? you know um you're making room. I do get a feeling of a bit of irritability, and you don't want it to lead to separations or arguments. Yeah, that's another thing that's in the air. So if you're doing well, if you're feeling, how can you be well with that energy? I'd say take your frustration and apply it to physical stuff that needs to get done. All right, Cancer, how can you be well this holiday season? Oy. Seven of Pentacles. Card says failure. It's not a nice one. Usually sort of represents yeah, you could how can you be well? You might need to be a bit more frugal. Um, watch the spending, the indulging. It also deals with your values, though, because this card is Saturn and Taurus, which talks about your worth and your values, which all ties into money anyway. So the way you could be well would be to work on your self-worth. If you're feeling tight financially, work on your self-worth. If you don't feel you're being treated the way you want, work on your self-worth. As that increases, people will feel that and they'll start treating you different, and you will have an easier time feeling in control of other aspects of your life, including finances. I didn't expect that message. All right, Leos. All right, Leo, you have the original card I pulled for the reading, the overthinker. So how can you be well this Christmas, this season, holiday season, I mean, is to watch the analysis paralysis side, to do your best to delegate some things or postpone them, let them go all together. Try to write everything down. Pardon me. It's getting so dark here, and I get tired easily when it's so dark. Everybody does, but yeah, you need to remove some of the tasks and projects and you know, things in question. They need to be removed from your brain so you've got some headspace. Virgo, how can you be well this holiday season? The Emperor. Hmm. Hmm. Well, this is usually a father, grandfather, or an authority figure, like a boss. Could also be governments. Like it's a patriarchy card. There might be something where you feel you've got to appeal to a higher authority in order to get something moving or get something done. And you have it in you to do it. You might be writing letters, you might be pressuring nicely, you might be pressuring powers that be. This could be, this is very apropos for, let's say, here in Quebec, where there's teachers striking in unions and pushing the government for answers. It's a very Virgo kind of theme to be protesting and striking for wages and rights anyway. But yeah, if you feel like you have to write an official letter to get something moving or accomplished, then it looks like, yeah, you should do it. Either appealing to authorities or showing your own authority. Could literally mean something to do with your dad or your grandfather, father-in-law, with another strong male in your life. And again, the word I keep hearing over and over is appeal to. So, appealing to somebody can be anything from appeasing them, pleasing them, asking for assistance, asking for guidance, enlisting them to give you some sort of help. Yeah. Libra, how can you be well this holiday season? I need some water. I always need to take a drink of water between Virgo and Libra. So Libra, how can you be well? Got the Three of Cups. So for you, it would be whatever creates a feeling of abundance around you. So, maybe you want to have guests over, you want to have plans, or you just want to decorate everything like crazy. You want to have extra food around, anything like, you want to put on more jewelry, more music at the house. You want to have tons of books surrounding you. If you're a collector, you want to have all your stuff. Yeah, you just want to be sort of like surrounded by whatever makes you feel abundant in your environment. Hmm. That's a nice message, really. Scorpios, how can you be well this holiday season? 10 of coins. Well, money. How can you be well? Show me the money. Show me the money, Jerry. Where's the money? Um, this could be, how can you be well? Well, classically, this can mean a chunk of money like an inheritance, a lump sum, a bonus, an investment that comes due. Maybe you're the one spending the chunk, maybe you're receiving the chunk. But how you can be well, I get more a feeling of thinking about your long-term financial future and investments. If you do receive sums over the holidays, then how can you be well would be like, just putting your head towards what the use of it would be, what would bring you the most satisfaction or security or whatever it is you're looking for. Where can you wisely invest what you have? Where can you appeal and apply to receive? And if you are receiving, how can it be best used? Yeah, money management seems to be a big theme all of a sudden here for the water signs. All right. Sagittarius, happy birthday. How can you be well this holiday season? And you got the sun. Well, no brainer there. Go out, have fun, let this triple fire energize the crap out of you. Extra social, extra productive, extra active, no sweat here. I think your holidays should be quite nice. Just like I said, be careful with Mars and accidents. If you notice that you might not be klutzy or clumsy, but a lot of people are saying it. So if you are, just be careful not to overdo things. But other than that, like, how can you be well is just like, keep letting yourself expand, be joyful, be the sunshine. That's a beautiful message. Capricorn, how can you be well this holiday season? The universe. Well, okay, so again, we mentioned that Pluto is in its last stretch, last squeeze in your sign. So those of you born around, January 18 to 20, you're feeling this now. So this is a closure. The universe is coming to fruition and closure. Chapter accomplished. Allow the chapter to end. Allow some chapter of your life to be closing now. This is a time to really take a look and take stock. What have you accomplished? What are you happy about? What do you still want to do? There's a lot of evaluation always with the universe card. And so, but there's also a lot that's been, learned, enjoyed, earned. There's a lot that you've done that now you're reaping as well. So it's not all dire endings. Oh no. No, the part of the life review is being very proud of what you have done, how much you've changed. Capricorn, if you can take a look at where was your life at in 2008 and where are you now? Because Pluto has been going through your sign for that long, transforming all of you. And I'm sure when you look at the universe card, it's like when you come full circle, look at how far. Even if you're not where you want to be still, because Capricorns will never be satisfied with where they are. There's always more to climb. But if you can just take a look, just try for, a few minutes a day, sit back and just remember. Look how far you come. I bet you right now you have done many of the things that you would have wanted back in those years, and now you have. So just make sure you take those moments to actually pat yourself in the back for what you have done, for how far you have come, because you have. So that's a nice message for end of year, holidays, life review. It feels very positive. You should be happy with yourself. Aquarius, How can you be well this holiday season? Oh boy, 10 of Wands. You need to let go of some stuff badly. Something has got to go. Oppression card. It's you there's something that you're doing that's just above and beyond now. Like you do not have any more energy left in you. This is a risk of burning out. Saturn and Sagittarius here, not Sun, Moon, Mars energizing. Saturn and Sag. Life lesson is about limits, limits and freedom. Do you know your limits, Aquarius? Because you need to, so that life doesn't force you to learn what they are. So how you can be well this holiday is you need to rest. You need to have some days off, some do nothing, some no phone, no contact, just doing what you love or sleeping or whatever it is. You desperately need a break from whatever that situation is. And finally, Pisces. How can you be well this holiday season? Okay. I have the King of Swords. So it also gives me a feeling that there's someone around you who is a King of Swords. And usually this isn't the kind of guy you're going to like. He's very charming and smart. He's very quick. He moves in like lightning. You know, he moves in fast on whatever he wants to do. And a lot of the time he gets it done. But he's also usually doesn't have any empathy. Do you know who we mean? Because if this guy is around you and you don't have a choice to deal with him, then how you can be well is thinking of how best to deal with this guy. If you have a chance to take a break from him, that would be great. I'm really hearing strongly for some of you, do not date him. You know, if you're looking to meet new people on the love path, or it's a young relationship and they've got these traits. Now, best case scenario, if you know someone like that, they could be helpful to you with something, but it's not someone you're getting like, oh, so close to. No, no, no. This is more like that's the contract lawyer that you need, or that's the tax specialist, or that's the electrician who just comes in and out. Like very smart, very useful, but not emotional. So play your cards with how much time and energy and heart energy you give to that person. And, you know, as we said, a lot of this moon is about healing relationships or moving on from them. So if this King of Swords is somebody that you need to heal from, then you also need to just acknowledge that person didn't have the emotional intelligence that you needed to be, you know, feeling seen and honored in the relationship, whether that's a dad, a brother, a boss, a boyfriend, son, doesn't matter. It's a capacity thing. And this person is not an empath. So that would be the way to be well, is try to get some clarity on that relationship so that you can move forward in the new year. All right. Well, if you want to join my Intuition Cafe, it's always free on Facebook. I'm going to start to have events where we meet in person in January. And I've got some other interesting events coming up that don't have dates, but one of them is going to be art and astrology. So painting and astrology. So that's going to be fun. And I have another program I'm going to announce very soon about tarot. It's going to be called 100 Days of Tarot. So if those of you are still listening by the end of this, maybe you'll want to join. So anyway, anyone who does always listen to my videos, start to finish, I love you. I really do. I appreciate so much that I have loyal YouTube watchers. And please share and subscribe, and please have a wonderful holiday season. I will definitely be back for the full moon, which is, I believe, the 27th of December. So I'll say a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays to everybody.